Welcome to Bank Reconciliation Statement section. Bank Reconciliation Statement, it's simply say that BRS in the accounting terms. B mean bank, R mean reconciliation, S mean statement. So simply we say that BRS. So in this section we are going to look at that the bank reconciliation statement. So under this section we will learn what's the bank reconciliation statement and how to do the reconciliation bank statement in Tally Prime. The final we will discuss why the bank account balance differ from the bank statement, right? So the first part is what's the bank reconciliation statement. The bank reconciliation is a verified company's book account with bank statement. It helps to know the difference between company's book account with the bank statement. We know well that the company, if we maintain the bank account into the commercial bank like HSBC, like Indian Bank, whatever, so they monthly send the statement. What are the transactions occurred during the month? Those transactions include every statement, right? Every bank statement. And we also prepared the bank account in separate. When we get the bank statement balance, it's a differ from the our company bank book balance. So at the time we should understand, we should identify what are the reasons the bank statement differ from the our company bank book balance. Then we have to reconcile, that is called that bank reconciliation statement, right? Now we are going to discuss about what's the reconciliation bank statement in Tally Prime, right? So if you look at the Tally Prime, there is the option is bank reconciliation. If you want to do the bank reconciliation, we have to go to the gateway of Tally. Then we have to click the banking under the utilities, right? So then it has an option that bank reconciliation. So if we click the bank reconciliation, we should select the bank account, which bank account you're going to be reconciled. If you click, you can reconcile the bank statement. So the statement, the bank reconciliation window in Tally Prime, it's look like this. So you can see here in this bank reconciliation there are 3 transactions. Due to these 3 transactions, the bank account balance differ from the cash book. So in the total debit is 10,001 and total credit 8,750. These 2 things it's made different from our company bank book to our bank statement, right? So this is how we can reconcile the statement in Tally Prime. So now we are going to discuss about why bank account balance differ from the bank statement. So there are 8 reasons behind that why companies bank account balance differ from the bank statement. There are 8 reasons behind that. The first one is, what is that? Outstanding check. Outstanding check means we issue the check for the payment, for an example electricity, rent, something like that, right? The check not submitted to the bank. If the particular person not submitted to the bank, what will happen? If we issue the check in our accounts book, company's bank account, we recorded that transaction. But if the person not submitted into the bank, what will happen? The bank statement not represent or not showing that amount, right? So this is why the bank account balance differ from the bank statement, right? So this is called that outstanding check. The second one is deposits in transit. Deposit in transit means the check deposit in the bank but not showing or not representing in the bank statement. if we deposit the check, we record in our company's book, we deposited like that, right? But if the money is not collected from the bank or anything issues at the time, the bank statement not represent this check or this check amount not collected from our supplier or whatever, right? So at the time it is called that deposit in transit. It means that we deposit the check but the amount is not collected, right? So that is called that deposit in transit. This is why the bank account, company's bank account balance differ from the bank statement. The third one is bank charge. We don't know how the bank charge or bank service charge get from the bank, right? So end of the month the bank get the charge, I mean for the maintenance service. So that charge not showing in our company's account book because we don't know, but the bank statement is showing. So this is how the balance is different. Our company's bank account balance differ from the bank statement. The fourth one is standing order. Standing order mean we give the order to the bank in the written form. Every month this day you need to be transferred for the rent or electricity, something like that. So every month the bank pay the regularly on behalf of our company's name, like electricity, rent, something like that. So at the time our company's balance, company's account not mention or not represent this standing order, but the bank statement it's representing. This is how the bank statement differ from the company's bank account. The next one is error in the book. What is the error in the book? Sometimes the account made a mistake. So at that time also the company's bank account balance differ from the bank statement. The next one is errors by the bank. If the bank made a mistake, this is why the company bank account balance differ from the bank statement. Direct deposit, that is payment made by directly through the bank deposits. The last one is dishonored check. Dishonored check mean we deposit the check but the check is returned. Sometimes the check don't have a money, the deposit check returned. At the time it's only showing the bank statement, our company's bank account not showing. At the time also the company's bank account balance differ from the bank statement, right? Welcome to bank reconciliation practical section. In this section we are going to look at the practical example for the bank reconciliation. The information they provided for us, the bank statement with the company account example. Accounting period begins 1st April 2020. So it means that 1st April 2022, 31st 3 2021, right? So the capital 652,250 and cash and HSBC Bank 452,250. Anwar is the debtors 10,000, Askar is the debtors 7,500, right? So the company has a HSBC Bank. You can see here the HSBC Bank account details, account holder's name MA Anbu, account number available, IFS code, and bank branch Tamil Nadu, right? So HSBC Bank, the checkbook details also they provided for us. The check name is new checkbook, check number from 001501, starting numbers. It means that if we maintain the current account into the bank, so the bank provide the checkbook to made a payment. So that is details provided for us. So the checkbook started number is 1501 to 1550. So there are 15 leaves, right? And this is the information. And the transaction during the April period, April 1st paid the telephone charge 1500 by check, check number 001512, and April 1st commission received, and the check number 5641. April to paid the salary 8000 by check, check number 001513. April to dividend received 35,000 by check, check number 13555. April to paid rent 4000 check, check number 001514. And April 2 paid wages 8750, check number 001515, right? So this is the transaction happened during the April period. And this is the account statement for the HSBC Bank for the month of April. HSBC Bank 55 Ahmad Road, Tamil Nadu 636,005, right? So the date 1st April 2020, balance brought down 452,250. You can see here 452,250, as well here also should come 452,250. Then only our bank reconciliation will become perfect. Otherwise we have to first balance these two accounts. If it is balance, accounts book balance and the bank statement opening balance differ, so we have to be reconcile that. But here is no need to be reconciled because both these two accounts are the statement and our company's book opening balance the same, so no need to be worry about it. So the first for 2020, the Airtel, the check number is a 1512 cleared 1500, and a standing order, that is a campus fees 2000, salary 1513 8000, cash it means that 10,000, dividend 35,000, and it is the check number, right? Standard order 2500, rent and 4000, cash 7500. And other thing is that the note 2 for 2020, direct cash deposit Anwar 10,000. You can see here 10,000, 2 for 2020, cash 10,000. This is the Anwar direct deposit, right? And 2 for 2020, direct cash deposit by Asker 7,500. You can see 2 for 2020, cash 7,500. This is Asker direct deposit. You can see here Asker and Anvarsa need to be paid for us. This is opening balance, right? So we have debtors, right? So they paid on 2nd April 2020, right? And also I am going to give another information that the bank statement debit side, it's equal with our company's bank account credit side, right? As well, the bank account credit side equal with company's bank account debit side. Why? If we deposit the cash balance decrease, bank balance increase, right? This is the asset for us, but on behalf of the bank, this is the liability because they get the money from us. That's why the bank statement debit side equal with our company's bank account credit side. The bank statement credit side equal with our company's bank account debit side. So this is the information I need to be share with you, right? So then requester prepare the bank reconciliation statement. Now I am going to be create a company. The company name is I am going to create BRS, bank reconciliation statement. So I am going to open the Prime right now. So continue in educational mode. I am going to be shut down the company. You can see that sample one company already open. So I am going to be shut down the company. So company I am going to be click and shut the company, and sample one open. So I am going to be shut down. So I am going to create a new company. So if I want to create the new company, I am going to click the create a new company, and the name is BRS, right? Bank reconciliation statement, and everything is same. and the financial begin from 2020 April 1st. So as usual, and I'm going to be served. Then I'm also save this all setting, Control plus E. So the setting will be served. So you can see right now we have successfully created BRS company. The name is BRS. The current period is 1st April 2020 to 31st 3 2021. The Wednesday 1st April 2020. That is the first day, right? And now we have to enter the opening balance. So you can see here there are information. The accounting begin 1st for 2020. So balance is available. So I'm going to be record first the opening balance, right? If I want to enter the opening balance, I'm going to go to the create button under the gateway of tally masters. I'm going to click the create, and I'm going to create the ledger one by one. So there are 5 ledger, I think. You can see here 1 2 3 4 5 ledgers. So I'm going to create. The first one is a capital. So I'm going to be type capital. It is coming another capital account. The amount is how much? 652,250, right? 652,250, right? Okay. The next one is cash 182,500. So cash is default account into the Teleprime. So I'm going to be press the page up key. If I press the page up key, the cash will come. So I'm going to be enter the cash amount how much? 182,500. 182,500, right? Okay. Just BC Bank 452,250, right? 452,250. So I'm going to create the bank. So HSBC Bank. It is coming under the bank account, right? So I'm going to choose the bank account. So you can see the holder's name, not BRS. I'm going to change the name. You can see here HSBC bank account details. Holder's name Mr. M.A. Anbu. So I'm going to be enter the name, holder's name Mr. Anbu, and account number. You can see here, this is the account number. I'm going to be put the account number. The account number you can see. Then IFS code is HSBC 06000003, right? So I'm going to be enter the IFS code also, right? And the branch is I'm going to put the branch is Tamil Nadu. So I'm going to put the Tamil Nadu. This is just for sample. It is not perfect, right? So I just enter. And bank configuration, under the bank configuration set checkbooks. So we have a checkbook. You can see here we have a checkbook. Check name is new checkbook. Check number from 001501 to 001550. There are 50 leaves, right? So I'm going to be enable yes. If it is enable yes, from the number is, what is the number starting? 001501, right? So I'm going to be enter 001501 001550, right? So you can see 50 leaves here, also 50, right? So okay. Then check name is new book, right? New checkbook, right? Then I'm going to be enter other things the same. Then the amount is how much? The HSBC Bank 452,250. 452,250, right? 452,250, right? So I'm going to be served this one. The next one is, what is the Anwar is the debtor. So I'm going to create the Anwar ledger under the Sunday debtors, right? So Anwar, he is coming under the Sunday debtors, right? Sunday debtors. Other things are same. The amount is how much? 10,000, right? So 10,000. The next one is Oscar 7500. So I'm going to be create the debtors, another debtors. Oscar is coming under the Sunday debtors, and 7500 he need to be pay us, right? So I have created. So you can see here the opening balance 652,250 tally with 652,250, right? It means that debit equal to credit. So our opening balance is correct, right? Now we have created company as well. We have entered the opening balance also, right? There are three steps for the bank reconciliation. First, we have to enter the transaction. After that, we have to compare with our transaction to the bank statement, and we should understand and we should identify why the bank statement differ from our bank book, right? So after that, we can easy to reconcile in bank statement, right? So it's a very simple. The first transaction we are going to be record. The first transaction is April 1st paid a telephone charge of 1500 by check. Airtel company check number is 001512, right? So we have to know that if we want to be record the transaction into Tele Prime, so the three things are very important. The first one, the date. The second one is the double entry. The third one is which voucher we need to be used, right? So if we pay, we need to use the payment voucher. If we pay the check or cash, we have to use the payment voucher. And double entry is telephone account debit 1500 and bank account credit 1500, right? So this is the double entry, and the date is April 1st, right? So I'm going to be record the transaction. So first I'm come back to the gateway of Tele. I'm going to be press the escape key button, and I came to the gateway of Tele, and now I'm going to be record the transaction under the voucher, and you can see here the first voucher is the payment voucher, right? So I'm going to be record the first transaction, April 1st pay telephone charge, right? So what is the double entry? Telephone account debit and bank account credit, right? So first I am going to be change the date. What is the date? First 4, right? And we didn't create the telephone account, so we have to create the telephone account. So if you want to create the telephone account, Alt plus C, telephone, right? It is coming under the indirect expenses of the organization. So indirect expenses, right? So how much that one telephone charge? Telephone charge is 1500. What is the credit? Bank account credit, right? So we issue the check. That's what the bank account credit. Our bank account will be reduced, right? So you can see here we issue the check. The check number 001512, right? So I'm going to be choose the HSBC bank, and then you can see that we issue the check. So we have to enter the check number details, right? So the check number you need to be right. The check number 001512, 001512, right? The date is April 1st, okay. So I'm going to be enter. If I put the wrong check number, it means that not within this check range, it will not accept. For an example, I'm going to be put 0016201620. It says that error message, the check number you enter, it's not selected check range, right? So this is the great feature, right? So I'm going to be choose the correct one. The check number is, what is our check number? Our check number is 001512, right? And the narration is being paid telephone, or otherwise I've just mentioned the check number, right? So check number, what is the check number? 001512, right? Okay, so the first transaction we have done. the second transaction, April 1st, commission received 10,000, right, by check. So if we receive the cash show check, we have to use the receipt voucher. So the double entry is commission received account credit and bank account debit, right? So I'm going to be enter the transaction here. The transaction, I'm going to choose the receipt voucher, and then the credit is, what is the credit? Commission received. So I'm going to be create a ledger old plus C, commission received account 10,000. I'm going to create, and it is coming under the indirect income for the company, right? And how much this one? 30,000. Oh, sorry, 10,000. So 10,000. And debit is what? We get the check. So I'm going to choose the HSBC Bank. And check number is, what is the check number? 5641. Then date is, what is the date? First, okay. And enter. So the narration is, I'm going to put the check number. Check number, what is the check number? 5641. 5641, right? So I'm going to be so. So the next one is April 2 paid salary 8,000 check. Check number 001513. Alright. So if it is salary paid, we need to use the payment voucher, and the double entry is salary account debit, bank account credit, because we use the check, right? So I'm going to be change the date first. First I'm going to choose the payment voucher, and then I'm going to be select the date. The date is, what is the date? Second. So second is correct, right? Okay. The debit is, what is the debit? Salary. So I'm going to create the salary account because we didn't create the salary. So salary account debit, salary account, it's coming under the indirect expenses for the organization, and serve. And how much this one? This is 8,000. And the credit is, what is the credit? HSBC Bank. HSBC Bank is a credit, and we have to enter the check number. What is the check number? 001513. Alright, and the date is 2, right? Okay. The next one is dividend received 35,000, check number 13555. So if we receive the check, it is one of the income for the organization, so we have to use the receipt voucher, right? And then double entry is dividend received account credit, bank account debit, right? So I'm going to be enter the details. I'm going to be enter. First I'm going to choose the receipt voucher, and then credit is dividend received, right? So dividend received account credit, so it is coming under the indirect income for the organization. So I'm going to be serve, and the amount is how much? 35,000. And debit is, what is the debit? Bank, because we get the check, right? HSBC Bank. And then check number is, we have to enter the check number is 13555. Date also same, right? The next one is a paid rent 4,000, check number 001514, right? So if we pay the check for the expenses, we need to use the payment voucher, and the double entry is rent account debit, bank account credit, right? So I'm going to choose the payment voucher, and then rent account debit. So I'm going to create the rent account. We don't have a rent account, so I'm going to create the rent account debit. So it is coming under the indirect expenses account. How much the rent paid? 4,000. So 4,000. and then credit is, what is the credit? Bank, because we paid by bank, right? Okay, the check details we have to enter. The check number is 001514, and the narration we can put that like check number. Check number, what is the number? 001514, right? Yes. Okay, then solve it. The last one is April to paid wages 8750, check number 001515. So if we pay the wages, so we have to use the payment voucher. Double entry is wages account debit and bank account credit, right? So first I'm going to choose the payment voucher. It's already selected. So debit is, what is the debit? Wages. So I'm going to type wages. It is coming under the indirect expenses for the organization. How much that one? 8750. And then credit is, what is the credit? We paid by the check. So we have to enter the bank. The bank is HSBC. And we have to enter the check number. The check number 001515. Right? So the same. And the narration I am going to put that check number 001515, right? Then serve it. So we have successfully entered the transaction. Now we are going to check with our bank statement with the company's account. So this is the bank statement, right? So I'm going to be check our company's bank account. So if I want to get the company's bank account, you just come to the gateway of Tally and you can click the display more report, and you can click the account books. Under the account book you can see the first cash bank books. So under the cash bank book there are cash account and bank account available. So we need to choose our company's bank, HSBC bank, and then I'm going to double click. So this is our bank book account, HSBC bank book account. So you can see the opening balance of 452,250. You can see here also 452,250, but the closing balance 475,000. Here 486,750. So it is not matching. Due to some of the reason it's not matching. So now we are going to be reconciliate as per our statement, right? So how can we do it? It's a very simple. First we have to identify what is the different and why the different balance come, right? So I'm going to be check first. You can see the first transaction, April pay telephone charge 1500 by check, Yalta number, check number 1512. So you can check here 1512. Here is available. So this is transaction cleared. So if it is clear, I am going to be put the green color, right? So I am going to put the green color. It is clear. And here also I am going to put the green color. It is also cleared, right? The next one is commission received 10,000, check number 5641. So you can check here, there is 10,000 available. This is case, but it is not commission, because you can see here 2/4/2020 direct cash deposit under 10,000. So this is direct deposit, not the commission received. So this is transaction not appear into the statement. So if it is not appear, I didn't put any colors, right? If it is clear, I just put the green color, right? So the next one is paid salary 8,000, check number 1513. So you can check here 8,000 1513. So the salary, it has already come to the statement. So this transaction also done, perfectly transferred, perfectly cleared, right? So this is transaction also cleared. The next one is April 2 dividend received 35,000, check number 13555. So 13555, yeah, available dividend. So I'm going to be green color. This transaction also cleared. The next one is paid rent 4,000, 1514. You can see here 1514. Yes, here is available. So it means that this is check also cleared. So I'm going to be cleared. The next one is paid wages 8,750, 1515. But you can see here there is no check like this. So this is transaction also not cleared, right? If it is not clear, I am not going to put any colors, right? So the differentiate 1 to 2 check plus this is transaction, standing order, direct deposit, and this is standing order, right? This standing order and also this direct deposit. So these are the reason our bank statement differ from our bank account balance, right? So now we have to do what we have to do. The bank statement is the one of the source of document, right? So if it is source of document, we have to enter this transaction, these all transaction we have to enter. So if I want to enter the transaction, I am going to go to the Tally Prime. So I'm going to press the escape key button and come to the gateway of Tally, and I'm going to click the vouchers. So the first transaction is, it is a balance, right? It is balance. The standing order 2000. So if it is standing order, it means that campus fees we paid through the bank. So what will happen? We have to use the payment voucher, right? So we paid the campus fees based on the standing order. So if we paid, what is the voucher we need to use? Payment voucher. The double entry is campus fees account debit, campus fees account debit, and bank account credit, right? So I'm going to create payment voucher. I'm going to choose the payment voucher. The debit is campus fees, all the plus C, campus fees. It is coming under the indirect expenses. And how much this one? How much? 2000. So I'm going to enter the 2000, right? And credit, what is the credit? HSBC. And this is not use the check number, right? So I'm going to be select not applicable, then 0, date is 2nd April 2020, right? So transaction saved. This is we have done, right? Okay, I'm going to be put the color is green. It's also done. The next one is 10,000. You can see here they mentioned that 2/4/2020 direct cash deposit by Anwar 10,000. So if it is cash direct deposit, what will happen? Which voucher we need to use? We need to use the receipt voucher, right? So if we receive the check, if we receive through the deposit, we can use the receipt voucher, right? So what is the double entry? Double entry is Anwar account credit, bank account debit. So I'm going to choose the receipt voucher. Credit is Anwar. You can see Anwar need to pay 10,000. 10,000 against the bill number we don't have, so on account. So 10,000 credit. And what is the debit? Bank account, right? HSBC bank account debit. And I'm going to be served. So this transaction also we have done. Why we recorded? This is the one of the source of documents. So that's what we have to accept. this document and we have to enter the transaction, right? So the next one is standing order electricity 2500. So we don't put that in our company's bank account. So we have to enter this transaction. Which voucher we need to use? We need to use the payment voucher, right? So I'm going to choose the payment voucher, and also what is the double entry? Electricity account debit, bank account credit. So I'm going to go to the payment voucher, and debit is electricity, Alt plus C. Electricity is coming under the indirect expenses, and how much that one? 2500. And credit is, what is the credit? HSBC Bank. And we didn't use the check, right? So if we didn't use, press the back check, we choose the not applicable. Then so if it is not come, click the back space key, right? It will come to the not applicable option. Then enter, then serve. And this is our transaction also we have done, right? Okay. The final one is case 7500. They mentioned that 2/4/2020 direct cash deposit by Askar 7500. So if it is Askar, we receive the payment from Askar, we have to reduce the Askar account. So Askar account credit and bank account debit, because it's come from the bank, right? And which voucher we have to use? We have to use the receipt voucher. So I'm going to be cleared. So I'm going to choose the receipt voucher, and the credit is, what is the credit? Askar account credit, and he need to pay 7500, you can see here, and on account, and then debit is bank account debit. So I'm going to be serving. Now we have done all the transaction based on the bank statement, right? So we have to be reconciliate right now. So if I want to reconciliate, it's a very simple. I just press the escape key button and come to the gateway of tally and click the utilities. Under the utilities you can see the banking. So I'm going to be under the banking, and you can see here bank reconciliation. So I'm going to be enter, and which bank? HSBC. So we have to choose the HSBC bank. So now you can see all the details available. We just enter the bank date, right? We just need to enter the bank date. That's it, right? So the first one is 1500. This is the telephone. Telephone when it is cleared. Telephone when it's 1500. First 4. So I'm going to enter first 4. Alright. The 10,000 commission received. You can see here the commission received not represented into the bank statement. So we didn't enter anything else. This is the deposit in transit, right? So we didn't enter. The next one is salary. You can see the salary 8,000, right? 8,000. So this is cleared on April 2. So 2nd April. The next 35,000. 35,000 cleared 2nd April. So 2nd April, right? The next one is rent 4,000. Rent 4,000, you can see here rent 4,000 2nd April, right? So 2nd April. The next one is 8,750. 8,750 not represent, I think. Yes, you can see here the paid wages 8,750 not represented into the bank. So I'm not going to be enter because it's not appear into the bank, right? So the next one is 2,000 campus fees. You can see here in the statement campus fees when it is cleared 2/4. So I'm going to enter 2/4. The next one is Anwar. You can see here Anwar deposit the bank 2nd. You can see direct deposit 10,000 2nd 4. This is one, right? So 2nd 4, right? The next one is 2,500. 2,500 electricity. This is clear 2nd 4. So 2nd 4. The next one is Askar 7500. You can see the Askar 7500 is one, second 2. So second 2. Now, so you can see here balance as per bank account should become 486,750. You can see here 486,750. 486,750. So our bank account, bank statement balance matching. So we have reconciliated right now. So the difference, why the difference? This is 10,000. This is 8,750. Credit side 8,750. 10,000. Debit 10,000. Why this is debit credit? You can see here. This is two transaction not submitted into the bank, 10,000 and 8,750, right? This is why our bank statement differ from our bank book balance, right? So this is how we can reconcile the bank account balance with our bank statement.